Hey everyone, can you hear us?
Yep, we got you.
Thanks, Esteban. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by Columbus Crew head coach, Mr. Wilfried. If you have a question, if you don't mind utilizing the raise hand function on Zoom, that'd be much appreciated. Brianna, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can get us started. How you doing?
All right.
I first want to get started. Obviously, the Cucho news drops. Can you just talk about what the conversations are like with the front office right now, with these moves happening so close to the start of the season?
The same discussion in terms of when we have a player that is leaving. So the idea is to replace him, and this is what we are doing. So this is the normal stuff that we do. We don't try to invent everything. So this is just common sense. Try to get. This is something that we did before also. Try to all the time to add player when this is the good moment. So doesn't change.
Can you elaborate a little what you guys are kind of trying to do now I know, to kind of fill the gap that Cucho's going to leave and Christian's going to leave? Can you kind of talk about who you kind of are looking at maybe adding? What's the plan to fill the gap that you guys are now have?
The plan hasn't changed, to be honest with you. When we try to add players, so we have already a few. We try to think ahead about what can happen, and this is our job. You know, when we have a player who leave, no matter what is the position, we try to anticipate already. You know, so we have already players that we think about depending each position. This is the way we do things, and this is the same mindset as the window in August or September. Doesn't change. So this is still open. So we are working on that. And the idea is to bring. The plan was to bring already players, and so the idea is to do the same.
Are you confident that you guys are going to add more players before the start of the season?
Yes, this is not a question. I understand your question. As I think that this is normal that we want to do it, and the club works well. And this is something that we want, so we'll see.
Thanks, Brianna. We'll go to Kellyanne, and then if anyone has a question after Kellyanne, please feel free to raise your hand.
Hey, Coach Chauncey. Hope you're doing well. What were the conversations like with Cucho before he decided he wanted to take this next step in his career?
There is no discussion. This is a continuity in terms of since I've been here, you know, so the plan was already set in terms of he's here, he can stay for 10 years, but also there is a possibility also for him to live with a lot of respect about Columbus with a bigger club. So this is the idea. So we just followed what happened, and so he was supposed to stay, obviously, but a club came, and this is good for him. This is good also for the club, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, quick follow-up to that. How does it reflect the development that the players receive within the club?
Sorry?
Kind of piggybacking off of that, how does that move reflect the development that the players receive under you and within the club?
If I understood what the question is.
How does this club help the players develop?
Okay. Yeah, no, listen, this is why I'm here, with a lot of humility. Okay, like I told you, I am a coach, but also I am a trainer. And I knew that if I come in this club, don't forget that the budget that we had, the salary cap that we have is between 8 and 12. So this is normal to be like that. And this is something that I like also. So I'm really happy, to be honest with you, because when I was playing against Cucho, I would say, with Montreal, it was good already. So I think that now he's been better as a person, also as a player. And the club, when a player decides to leave, my door is always open. My players, I know that. After that, this is regarding the situation with the club. Why I am like this? Because again, if in your mind already you think about leaving, so we need to move on. And no matter who he is, and this is the way it is. And for me, I'm happy because it was the good moment for him. Also, the club made a good, how can I say that? good move also financially. So, and my players knows that the idea is to develop them and to see what we're gonna do. If we can keep with the same player for many years, we're gonna do it. But after that, also, this is good also for the club to develop and also to sell in the future.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kellyanne. Pat Murphy, good to see you. We'll go to Pat and then Gerald.
Hi, Wilfried. Long time. Good to
Hi.
see you.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Tyler couldn't make it on today, so I told him I'd jump on. You talked about wanting to bring in other players. Obviously, with the European windows closed, most of them, the South American windows, I think, are closing. How much more difficult does it make that with the MLS windows kind of different from some of the rest of the world?
There is not only South American players, there is a lot of
Sure.
players. So we have a choice with that. This is not an issue. And like I said, this is the dynamic of a club. This is normal. What happened? I can understand that there is many questions about this, but for us, we have a plan. The idea, if I'm not mistaken, most of the time, we got more players in the August window instead of this window. So it doesn't change. So freshness, yes, was the plan already. But after that, I wanted also with the front office to take the time to choose the right player. So we can still have players, and we're going to see if what type of player that we want. And if we don't find the player that we want, we will wait for the next window.
I think the first reaction when you lose a player that scored as much as Cucho is where did the goals come from? I know you have often been about the collective and the system. How much is there a belief that one player moving on does not, even as one as good as Cucho, does not diminish what you guys can do as a team on the field collectively?
I'm going to be straightforward with you. And again, Cucho is Cucho. Like I said publicly, you know me with Cucho. We know that this is a good player. That's why a club like this came to pick him. So, but again, we played without Cucho already. And nobody, so before I came, the club was there. When I'm going to move, the club's going to be here. So nobody is irresponsible. We can replace every kind of player. You know what I mean? So after that, yes, Cucho produced a lot of things, but again, the idea is to stay focused on the collective and to add also quality players, because obviously we need also quality players, knowing that we have already quality players. But this is a normal dynamic. But I'm not asking myself regarding, what we're going to do. No, we were ahead already because we knew before I signed here, I knew that this possibility could happen. So to be honest with you, it doesn't change. Now, the idea is to bring freshness.
And last thing for me, you guys are obviously in the third phase of preseason. You're a couple weeks out from the start. Just how do you feel about the team in general as you get close to things really kicking off here?
Yes, like I said, the idea is to bring freshness, is to bring players. But when I mean players, it could be, I'm not saying 4, 5, 6 players. I don't know, we'll see. But if you do the mathematics, this is easy for you to understand. I need competition in every position. So do the math and you're going to see what I need as a player. So, but no, we are confident because like I told you, we know why we do that. And we know why we want to react and act like this. So we are working to move forward and to have a competitive team. We still have a competitive team, and the idea is to bring competition, like I like to say every time.
What about the players you currently have? I mean, that's more what I meant. Was how do you feel like things have gone preseason wise with the group intact?
Yeah, I feel good. The spirit is spot on. This is the third year, as you know, and I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to be repetitive, and that's why players have to take more the leadership about this, and this is what is happening. So I'm really pleased with the dynamic. I'm really pleased also with the way we train and the step by step. We are on track about what we want to do. and we'll see to be ready for not for the first game, but for the season.
Thanks, Pat. We'll go Gerald, then Michael Aries.
Coach, now Cucho and Christian are gone, how much are you going to lean on Jason being the sort of veteran in that forward room in your system?
Jason was already the guy. As you know, if you remember, last year he started, and he was a starter. And after that, as you know what happened with the national team, and he struggled a bit to come back. So it doesn't change now. This is more, you have to ask him the question. For me, it doesn't change. If I keep Jason, and if he's still in the team, it's because I believe on it. And now this is not the possibility to express himself, but this is he has to, how can I say that with a good English? He has to compete with himself, to be able to achieve what he wants to achieve. So good for him, and good also for everyone.
And you said before that you wanted a balance of like veteran and younger players. Now seems like it looks like you're going with a more younger right now than you do like the veteran mix.
No. I don't think like that. We still have our puppies, like good player like Darlington, like Rudy, Steven. Now he's 30 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So no, listen, I'm not. This is not about the age. This is about the profile and what we want. If I see a player that is really good and he's 32 or 33 years old, no problem. Don't forget that Kai Kamara. I took him, when we were in Montreal. And so, again, I don't think like that. I understand your question, but for me, that's not an issue.
And last one for me. Patrick's now getting back into the swing of things coming from the national team. What did you see, if you watched him with the national team and now seeing him in training now, what have you seen him improve on this year so far?
For the moment, he hasn't improved. He's back. He's training well, and I haven't seen a change, regarding the camp with the national team and the fact that he's here now. So step by step, he's gonna go into competition with us. He's gonna go back with us because this is not easy, for the players. So instead of coming back with their team, they are coming back with the first camp is with the national team. So they need time a bit, just to settle everything. It's been the same for Max. It's been the same for Duan. So that's why, about your question, I said he hasn't improved yet, because he just got back, and we need to give him the time, and step by step, he's going to move up and move up and move up. So this is the idea.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gerald. Mike, you're there, and then we'll go to Brianna.
Wilfried, we know your primary goal every year is to improve as a team and as individuals and as people. You've spoken in the past about your desire to win a Supporter Shield. Given the roster you have now, what's a realistic goal on field this season?
It hasn't changed. The idea is to go as far as possible in the all competition, and that's it. And after that, there is the present moment, and after that, we'll see how everything gonna be. But the objective is the same. We play all competition to go as far as possible. So now, the team, we still have a competitive team, and like I said, I never said that it was done. Nobody said that this is the team. So we'll see in the future. But again, it hasn't changed. As you can understand, I cannot tell my player if I want them to compete with themselves. This is not coherent to tell them that we're going to play the competition just to play. No, the idea is to go as far as possible, and we'll see.
Take it away.
Yes, I just want to go back to something you mentioned. You mentioned the salary cap, and you said it's between 8 and 12. Can you just elaborate a little more on that and why that feels so much lower than compared to other teams in the league, and why this team does it like that?
No, this is not lower. I understand your point, but this is not lower. It's a choice, and the idea is to be like this because this is the vision of the club. Doesn't mean that we cannot spend, but we spend in a different way, and this is what we want to do. So after that, Issa is the best person to talk about this. But it's been like this since the beginning of One Best to the team when he came back, when he came here, sorry, with Visa. And this is clear, but doesn't mean that we are not, but we still want to compete. And you saw it because we were able to win the MLS, by being like that. So now the vision is clear. This is something that I like because we can be flexible. And this is not because you spend a lot of money that you're going to win. This is something that we try to balance. It doesn't mean that it will not change in the future, but for the moment, this is the way it is, and I am pleased with that also.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.